Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to talk about two things. We're going to be looking at all the Bladeguard in all the different chapter colours. There is a Black Templar Bladeguard that was painted up. It looks absolutely fantastic. But of course the Imperial Fist one just looks bon appetit. I absolutely want to eat it now with cream on top. We're also going to be looking at some new rules that were released the other day, but I completely missed because they attached it to the Sisters of Battle article, and I didn't really read that until it was pointed out that there was a new rule in there. So we're going to be looking at that at the end of the video as well. But firstly, let's start looking at the Bladeguard. And of course, we have to start with none other than the glorious Imperial Fist, because just look at him. Look at that yellow. Look at the black and the yellow, the white helmet, the shield, the little trim of black round the shield on the white. I have no idea what colour that symbol is. Is it kind of like a faded silver or something? I don't know what it is, but everything looks incredible. The biggest thing about this for me is that I love that the robes are actually painted black. I was going to paint mine as like the beigey kind of white kind of robe, and I was thinking, oh my god, I'm going to have to go to paint beige and white, and am I going to ruin it and stuff? But now doing it black is a massive win. I never even thought of doing it black, and it goes and blends with the model so well. I love like the little knee pad as well. That's painted black with a silver skull on it. I love of course, the little shield with the checky patterns and the reds and the whites on there. The helmet, of course, is white because of the veteran symbol. I love that they've done it in 5th Company, which is massive for me because all my entire Imperial Fist force is 5th Company. 5th Company is the best company. Don't let anyone tell you any different. I love it. This is by far one of the greatest Bladeguards I've ever seen. Probably just edging out this chap, the Black Templar. Just look at it. Just look at this guy. I'm so happy that the Black Templars have actually got a colour scheme with this. There's one thing I said, like when all this came out about the Indominus Crusade, and they were talking about, you know, we're going on there and we're crusading and stuff, and there was no mention of Black Templars anyway. And I was like, are they really not going to do anything with the Black Templars? These chaps like live, sleep, eat, repeat bloody crusading. That is all that is their main mandate when it comes to like chapter goals. We just crusade and kill and stuff like that. This is what it's all about for the Black Templars. So I'm really happy that we got to see them. I absolutely bloody love this. And for those of you who don't know, I am going to be getting two boxes, or well, two versions of the Space Marine from the Indominus box set. One is going to be Imperial, well, most of it's going to be Imperial Fist, but the melee aspects from them will be Black Templars. So this is giving me absolute fantastic ideas. I love like how the guy has got like the little Black Templar symbols actually around like the actual loincloth. I wish I could paint like that. That is absolutely fantastic. I love like the little red on the shield as well. Again, the checky patterns, but I'm just so glad. I'm just so glad to see that bloody Templar cross mounted on a shoulder pad on like official Primaris stuff now coming from GW. Hopefully, fingers crossed, this is just a start of a beautiful friendship with Primaris and Black Templars, and we'll be seeing a lot more Chaplain Grimaldis in Primaris form, Helbrecht in Primaris form, the Emperor's Champion in Primaris form. Come on, GW, give it to us. The Sons of Dawn are calling to you. And moving on, well, let's talk about the Sons of the Lion, because this was an interesting one as well. We talked about this briefly a couple of days ago, about this chap being painted in Deathwing colours. And from the stream, they're actually talking about it themselves. They're actually saying that, you know, the Deathwing, since they have so much Terminator armour and stuff like Dark Angels, are the only like kind of chapter that can deploy its entirety of the first company in Terminator armour. I'm sure I've read that the Imperial Fist had the biggest amount of Terminator armour somewhere. So maybe that is something that we can do as Sons of Dawn as well. So, you know, we are the Imperial Fist, we can do everything. But back to this guy, they also mentioned that, you know, everything doesn't always require Terminator armor, and since like the Bladeguard have like the relics and stuff like that, you wouldn't probably give them to like, you know, 2nd Company or 3rd Company. You'd want them to be with like your elite people. So this is why it makes sense to paint these chaps in the bone colors of the actual Deathwing color scheme. I hope that they may get rules for Deathwing in this armor. As a Space Marine fan, as a Dark Angel fan, you know, I have tipped my toes in the Dark Angel direction briefly in my life. Hopefully, like, you know, if you can paint the model like this, and GW have done it. Hopefully they'll get rules to reflect that, so you can get some like cool little bonuses with your Bladeguard along with like the Deathwing stuff. And Salamanders, here we go, the Sons of Vulcan. I don't think there's anyone who's got a bad thing to say about the Salamanders. I think even though like we all have our little cliques when it comes to like, I'm an Imperial Fist, you're an Ultramarine, we can all agree that the Salamanders are so awesome and we all get along with them. There's something that stood out straight away on this model is the sword. Whoever painted that sword needs to do like a tutorial on like the 40k channel on how to do that, because it looks absolutely badass. I love all, you know, like the flame effects, you know, people do with their Salamander stuff. I love like the little flame effects actually on the chap's shield. I think the black and the rim, and I don't know how they've done it, but it looks like kind of volcano-ish around the symbol of the shield as well. That looks really, really like eye-popping and stuff like that. But the golds on the trim, you know, the normal salamander green, the actual black power pack, all looks incredible. This is probably one of my favourite ones apart from the Black Templar and the Imperial Fist. It's just absolutely fantastically painted. And next up is the Sons of Rus. It is, of course, the Space Wolves. Now, for me, this was probably the most out of place one, and I mean that because when I think of Space Wolves, I think of fur. I think of just, you know, fangs, you know, all that kind of iconography that you put towards the Space Wolves. And this, to me, just looks like a normal Space Marine in Space Wolf colours. I know like they've got like the little Gaelic kind of thing on the tabard, which is incredible. I'm not knocking the paint scheme at all, but I think like if you were to do these as Space Wolves, for me, if I was a Space Wolf player, I'd be definitely thinking about like getting fur pelts and stuff like that. You know, like I said, like the little runic markings and stuff, maybe cutting them off people, like, you know, putting them on the legs and everything like that, to really bring out the personality of a Space Wolf. That really goes the same with like the Dark Angel stuff, and really the Blood Angel one that we're going to be looking at in a second. You chaps are blessed with having like a lot of customization, because of course you have like dedicated ranges. You can, you know, get all like the little sigils and stuff like that. So if I was going to be doing this again as a Space Wolf, I would definitely make them more customizable. Maybe just chucking the helmets off and just doing these as like fully bearded Space Wolves, as you expect the Space Wolves first. We don't wear helmets, we've got like power beards and stuff like that. That is definitely what I would be trying to achieve with this. And next up, it's the Sons of Corax, the Raven Guard. I'm sure a lot of people know my stance on the Raven Guard. I want to like the Raven Guard, but there's nothing that's inspired me about them at all. Like, if anyone's got any cool stories about the Raven Guard, please let me know. I just haven't got that attachment to them. I haven't been dragged in to the awesome source that is the Raven Guard and their story. I feel bad for him, what happened at Isfahan and stuff. And, you know, Corax yeeted himself into the Eye of Terror, like nevermore kind of thing. But this actual model, I actually do like the colour scheme. I like the red on the shield with that like gold kind of trim. I like how like the full pauldron is completely black and stuff, and the other side has got like a red little thing. Is that like a certain iconography with the Raven Guard? Please inform me if it is. Again, I can just see the shield a bit, but it's got like red at the bottom and some kind of markings at the top. It's got the little Raven Guard symbol on the shield as well, which is pretty nice, and that nice bright white tabard that really, you know, blends in with the armor and makes the armor pop itself. Really, really, really cool. Really awesome. Raven Guard players, are you going to be using these with your armor, or are you going to be taking like the more sneaky Phobos kind of stuff, getting really up close to the enemy before purging them? It'd be nice to know. And of course, the Sons of the Kargan, Jagatai Khan's sons, the White Scars. If there's something that I would love to do, is do a full White Scar army, but I just don't have the confidence to paint white yet. I have painted white in the past, but my confidence is not really there, and just seeing this just makes me just want to go, okay, I need to push myself to do it, because white on Space Marines just looks so good. White power armor, especially when you mix it with like the White Scars with like the reds and stuff, and it's just so awesome. I think most White Scar players are probably going to be nabbing all the bikes though, because the bikes with like six attacks on a charge and stuff is just going to be absolutely brutal. All the Daka you can bring and everything like that. I think they said that you can actually take them in 9-man squads as well. So 9-man squads of Primaris bikers charging forward. But it'd be nice to add these into it. It'd be very, very cool. And again, the colour scheme on this is top tier. Absolutely amazing. Love it all. I just love seeing White Scars on the battlefield, so great job on the model, and I think it'll make a fine addition to any White Scar army. And lastly, on the Bladeguard, we are looking at none other than the Iron Hands. I think they've got it wrong here. I think it's not really all friendly, because this model has a head, And what I've learned is that Iron Hands don't normally have heads, so I think, you know, they need to speak to like some of the law department before they actually start painting these models, so it actually fits with with the actual law. But beside that, the shield looks great in white. I think all the shields look great in white when you actually have black power armor, because it contrasts the model so much. One of the things that stood out to me on this was like the little cog tabard as well. Like you can see how they've gone down. Like people who can paint like that are just sickening. You really, really are. Just please stop it, because I want to achieve this, and I know I could never bloody achieve it. It's just so awesome. But I like the silvers. I like the little power go effect on the sword as well. I think that's really awesome. Again, I wish I could do something like that. Fantastic. Iron Hands players, you must be, you know, head over heels. Oh wait, actually I didn't mean that as a pun, but that is an amazing pun. Yeah, you must be head over heels for this, because again, it's another brilliantly painted model. Now, just to quickly finish off the video, I want to talk about this. So this was posted the other day in the System of Battle article, and I completely missed it. I was only informed by people on stream. We actually saw it for the first time on stream, because people said, hey, Varrett, there's a new rule in the sister stuff. And I was like, why are they putting the new rule in the sister article? Why not just do like an article dedicated to this? Because I personally think it's a massive talking point on its own. So this is called Look Out, Sir. And what it basically means now is that characters can be shot if you don't have the protection. You have to have like a vehicle or a monster unit around them. And if you don't have that, then if the character is visible, you can actually take it on, which I think is like a massive, huge, great change, because there's always times in the tabletop where you encounter a character who's basically just like sat on a point on his own, keeping that point, and you can't shoot at him because the rest of the army is pushed up the field, or he's, you know, he's flanked like with units that are like more than like 5 inches or 10 inches away, and you just can't shoot him because, you know, you can't shoot characters unless there's the other models in front. But now with this new rule coming in, you actually can do that, and I think it's really, really good. It makes you think now more about your characters. They're not just so-called buffers or people at the back. You know, you actually want to be moving them up the field. And as someone who takes chapter masters and all that kind of stuff, that inspires me now to, you know, okay, I'm going to be moving him with the bulk of my force, because if I leave him at the back, he's, you know, he can be shot at. He can actually be gotten to now. So it does change my playstyle anyway, and I personally think it's a really, really cool thing. I'd like to get everyone's thoughts on this. I know there's been a little bit of discussion online. I've seen some people who are breaking it already, which it gives me a massive bloody headache. But all in all, I like it. I think it's great, and the more I see of 9th edition, the more I love it every single day. So hopefully GW will carry on with these little previews, and hopefully we'll get more over the weekend. Anyway, chaps, that's me done for another video. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. I'd love to get your thoughts on all the Bladeguard. What chapter are you going to be painting your Bladeguard as? As I stated, I'm going to have Fist and Templars in mind. It's going to work for the both of them. I cannot wait to unleash them. I think they all look incredible, and I think they're incredible bloody models. Give me the shields, give me the swords, give me it all, GW. I want it all. Right, thanks for coming. See you in a bit. Have a great day, and bye-bye.